I think today was a good day, and it was the start of a change.
But this morning, like Mike was like chewing my ear off, and like that doesn't really happen very often. So
No,
it
I
was just a
don't
lovely
really
walk.
actually talk to her.
Bit of tapas, bit of wine, bit of sun. What more could you want?
Today's topic is something that I think everybody will go through.
It's meant for you though, isn't it?
Should have a lot to talk about then.
We should, but I can't promise we will.
What do we do when we have a bit of plateau when it comes to our weight loss? Are you starting? Okay.
Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 51 of Couple of Coaches with me, Em the coach, and my co-host Mike Clark Fitz,
Yeah.
MCF.
Shut up, you're an idiot, you are sometimes.
How are you, Michael?
Yeah, I'm blinding, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. We had a lovely special guest last week, so it almost feels a bit special being here because it feels like it's been a while, just me and you.
Just me and you, yeah. It has been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while because we did one last Tuesday, over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Should have a lot to talk about then.
We should, but I can't promise we will.
We probably won't. But I'll tell you what, the sun is shining.
Oh, it was lovely this morning,
Yeah,
wasn't
it was really good.
We had a nice walk.
Yeah, I think today was a good day, and it was the start of a change.
Do you know what's funny as well? Is like if me and you go for what? Oh, brilliant!
Okay,
So we're gonna rain next week.
Cheers for ruining everything.
When me and you go for like a walk together and it's raining,
Yeah.
like I feel like we don't really talk because like we've got a hood up, like we've got our heads down, like we're just trying to dodge the rain.
It's miserable.
But this morning, like Mike was like chewing my ear off, and like that doesn't really happen very often. So
No,
it
I
was just a
don't
lovely
really
walk.
actually talk to her, but
No.
I do feel that my mood can be swung a lot by the weather.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, I like to travel. I like to go on holiday. I'm just a sun chaser.
Yeah.
I just like the sun.
Yeah.
It makes me feel I need to be in the sun 24/7. It's got me thinking we might need to move.
Oh my goodness.
We might need to move.
Anyway.
But yeah, the sun is out. The sun is shining. The seasons are about to change, aren't they?
Yeah, I think we're coming into spring, March sort of
do.
time.
The
Yeah.
clocks go back this weekend or forward or
Oh,
something?
do they?
There is a change in clocks this weekend,
Yeah.
I believe.
It's much brighter in the mornings as well, earlier, and it stays lighter for longer.
I mean, probably haven't noticed the change because it's always been so miserable and cloudy, but it felt like it was bright really early this morning.
Yeah, probably because the sun was out.
The sun was out.
Yeah.
There you go. Makes sense, doesn't it? But yeah, I mean, it's so much better. Bring on the 6 a.m. walks, the sunrise walks, sun during the day, vitamin D, getting the D.
Better things are coming, basically. And we know that is going to make everything easier for us who are in our fitness element.
100%.
You know, getting up for an early gym session, getting up to do your steps, getting up and going to a gym class. It's easier when it's lighter outside.
Just being happy as well. Like you're
Yeah.
more... people talk about how to get motivated. Get some fucking sun. Sun.
Yeah, it does help.
I know there's a whole you can't just get motivation, but I'll tell you what, the sun can make you motivated to thrive, to seize the day, to live life to its fullest. I just love the sun.
Yeah, we're just chatting too long about the sun.
Shut up. How many days we got? 18 days.
18 days, we're off to Sevilla.
Jetting off to Seville.
That sounded Italian, not Spanish.
Yeah, I mean, you thought it was in Italy though, and I booked it.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to Seville, aren't we, for 3 nights?
Is it 3 nights?
Something like that. 25th to the 28th.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Little city
3
break.
nights, 4 days.
Little city break. Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Something to look forward to.
Just more sun.
Just more sun.
Bit of tapas, you know, all that jazz.
Bit of tapas, bit of wine, bit of sun. What more could you want?
Not more. You're going to miss the dog.
Oh, I'm going to miss the dog.
Yeah.
But I was saying to Mike last night, is that it's quite a nice little trip away. Obviously, it's lovely to go away for like a week somewhere, but that often comes with missing the dog quite a lot. Whereas like three nights, 4 days, it's like a nice break from being at home and being with the dog. But then it's like it's not too long till we come back and see him. So I think it's going to be a perfect
We laid it down
little trip.
quite solid last year, though, in August when we went away for a week, come back for less than a day, and then away for a week again.
Yeah.
I mean, we broke it in quite early, so we're kind of not used to it, but we've basically done a 2-week one when he was very small, so 4 days or a week, it should be in theory pretty easy now.
Yeah. I also don't really think he's the sort of dog that like is sad when we're not here. Do you know what I mean? He's quite like, as long as he's happy, as long as he's with someone he knows, I think he's quite happy.
Yeah.
Like some dogs get really sad, like, and like
yeah.
mope around
I
and
mean,
will like
when
sit
you're
there
when
and
you
cry.
go away and stay away for a week, his mood doesn't change. He's actually even happier. So God knows what that's about.
Moody.
No, I'm joking. No, he definitely. No, he gets if one of us are away, he becomes more needy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's not sad. He just becomes a bit more needy.
Needy,
Like when you're
yeah.
away, he just won't leave me alone. It's almost like
Yeah.
he's
He misses
worried
you.
about. Well, he probably misses you, but he's probably worried. Yeah.
Because he's
that
a
I'm gonna go
mummy's
as well.
boy.
Or he's thinking, Dad, sort it out, mate. Take me on a longer walk. She
Yeah.
takes me fucking for 2 hours, and you're taking me 45 minutes.
Yeah, shock. It's meant for you though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quick job.
Yeah, quick job. Get in and out, mate. In and out.
Anyway, shall we get on to today's topic?
Yes, let's do it. Right, today's topic is something that I think everybody will go through. And it's quite an important one to talk about because, I mean, the answers to it we talk about all the time. But yeah, what's he still doing? But we're going to talk about weight loss plateau. And when you get yourself, could be on your journey, could be doing really well. Also, the scales just go, not dropping for you anymore. So that's what we're going to talk about, aren't we, Emma?
Yeah.
So do you want to start us off? What do we do when we have a bit of plateau when it comes to our weight loss?
Well, I guess the first thing is us feeling, like you said, a little bit frustrated looking at the scales and seeing them not going down, which obviously is frustrating. In the long run, we know that that's not an issue because there will be little phases where it doesn't go down. There'll be phases where it fluctuates for so many different reasons. And this is when, first of all, you kind of need to focus on something other than the scale. So this is why we get clients to take pictures of themselves every week so that we can see how their body is changing, because their weight on the scales might say one thing, but then in their pictures, there might be a slight little difference from last week to this week.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, even better than whatever it says on the scales.
Yeah.
Also, looking at how your clothes are fitting. So whether your jeans are looser, you're having to wear a belt, or maybe you're wearing clothes that you would never have worn before, but now you feel confident enough to. So that your weight on the scales is not the only thing that's going to determine how well you're doing. There are other things that are going to show the progress that you're making.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's it, isn't it? There's so many different more metrics to look at. Even performance in the gym. Your weight might not be going down, but you might be getting PBs every week. But yeah, like what you said, you need to go back and look at pictures because your weight will do this. Everyone goes through it, and yeah, many reasons. Like Emma said, for your weight to be doing that. Do you have more salt in your diet? Are you training harder so you're holding on more water? There's so many reasons for your weight to not go down. But yeah, pictures are super, super, super important to analyse as well. So should we talk about if it does continue to plateau and things that we can do to make it not plateau?
Yes.
Yeah. So one thing that we would do if it is pretty obvious that your weight is no longer dropping and maybe no change in terms of like pictures and stuff, then it may be that you need to obviously adjust your calories to a lower amount. So as you start on X amount of calories and your weight starts to come down, the calories is obviously going to come down with that because you're going to start weighing less, your BMR is going to become less, so you're going to need to eat less to be in a bigger deficit to continue that. I hate using the word weight loss, like fat loss journey is because it's more apparent, right? I understand that we're trying to chase a weight, but weight is so many different components. And a deficit controls fat loss, not necessarily weight loss.
No.
This is another thing, isn't it? I know I'm going to probably be on a tangent, but this is where education is key and understanding your body and understanding the difference between weight loss and fat loss. And obviously, like we said, you're conditioned from a young age to chase the weight on the scales because if it's above X amount, you're fat. If it's not enough, you're skinny, whatever. But really, it's the fat loss that you're chasing because that's what you want to achieve, right? You want to get smaller, you want to be slimmer, you want to be more toned, you want to lose this body fat. So it's a fat loss journey as opposed to a weight loss. So
I mean, yeah, like it was like what Hale said last week. She's the heaviest she's been.
Yeah.
in terms of weight on the scales, and she's the happiest. So yeah, it is what you determine weight loss to be, isn't
Yeah, I reckon we should change this to fat loss plateau.
it? Fat loss plateau.
Yeah, let's change it to fat loss. Fuck weight. Don't care. Literally, you can literally weigh 70 kilos, jump on the, go and have a shit and a piss, jump back on the scales, be 69.
Yeah.
Are you going to sing and dance and celebrate? Probably not.
I went to the toilet. Yeah.
Yes, and I lost weight.
Yeah.
No, but
Um,
it is a huge, I know we're laughing and joking, but it is a huge mental block for people.
Yeah.
Like people generally, and I do get it, like you are conditioned and you do have that emotional attachment or, what did my client say? She has like a mental block when it comes to the scales. Like she is so happy with how she looks. She knows that her body is changing, like she's got abs and that, but the scales are still not dropping as quick as she wants, and that's really annoying her, although she knows she looks 10 times better. So
yeah.
it's a huge mental block.
game.
It's a mind game and
Yeah.
just something that gets better over time when you start to learn your body, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, changing the calories.
Well, I was just going to say with the calories, this is where you need to actually be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Are you eating the amount of calories that you have set for yourself or someone else has set for you? Because I hear so many times, I've been eating really good, but I'm just not seeing anything going down on the scales. By eating good, what does that mean? Like, you don't actually know what's going in your body by just eating good things that you think are good. So yes, reassess your calories, but also be honest with yourself and make sure that you are eating that amount of calories.
Yeah. It's also the little things that matter. The splash of milk that you put in your coffee, or the oil, or the ketchup that you put on that, or a bit of butter that you spread, that seems very small as part of that meal, but they are the more calorific things, especially the butters and the oils and the sauces. They're a lot of calories for a very small amount.
Yeah, that's what I had a new client come on, and she sort of told me sort of the sort of meals that she's been eating, and she was having like a stir fry or something, and she was putting a sweet chili sauce on top, and she went for the low in sugar sweet chili sauce. So I put that in, and I was like, why is that so high in calories? Like, obviously she saw it thinking it's low in sugar. I went and found another one. It was like a dramatic difference, and obviously she was just thinking, oh, it's low in sugar, so it's probably healthier, but not necessarily. You have to look at the actual calories on
as well.
there.
Yeah.
So just making those sort of alternative swaps for some high calorie things.
It's like when you eat out, like, you know, you go out and you go, oh, I'm going to select the healthier option, but they're always going to be so calorific because they taste so good, which
you don't know
you
what
get,
they're
you
putting
go
in
out,
there.
but the stuff it gets cooked in and stuff is what really racks the calories up. But it's just being mindful and knowing that you have to be aware of what you're eating and what's going in your body to determine whether you're in a deficit or not. Okay. And within that, I guess, making sure your macros are correct, of course. So if you are really plateauing on your fat loss, can we look to change to a more higher proteined attack as opposed to more balanced or more carbohydrates? Obviously, that can help optimize your fat loss journey and can obviously help you lose more body fat, especially when high protein. Also, lower carbs means less water intake, which means lower weight on the scale.
Yeah. But if that's the reason that you're going to lower your carb amount, then that's
not
silly. If you're getting annoyed with the scales and you're like, well, I'm just going to reduce my carbs so that it doesn't happen anymore. Yeah. It's not really the way to do it, because
really
that's
the idea.
Where you're going to be getting your energy from. So then you're going to be tired, miserable, and unhappy. So, yeah.
Don't ditch the carbs.
No.
Carbs for performance, protein for your fat loss. So, keep that in mind.
Yeah. I guess also activity levels and movement. You know, you might be eating a certain amount of calories, but are you moving enough to create that big deficit? So maybe increasing your step count.
Yep.
Adding some extra cardio into your sessions. Just making sure that you're moving a little bit more to create a bigger deficit because there's only so low you can go with food. And if you're like me, I'd rather move more than eat less.
Yeah. It depends on your circumstances as well. So I've got I love that we always refer back to clients, but it makes sense more real, right? I have a guy who's currently going through some sort of companies being bought. So he's in meetings like 6 till 6 or 7 till 7 or something. It's like back to back. So he just bought himself a treadmill. He's like, mate, I literally can't get to the gym around family life and around work at the moment. It's just one of them 2 weeks where it is what it is. So he's just bought himself a little treadmill. So he's just going to reduce his calories more, increase his step count, not going to the gym, not going to stress himself out about it. If he can go to the gym on the weekends, great. But just focus on that extra step count when he can. Obviously, you can walk and talk on a meeting. The perks of a desk treadmill. And obviously lower your food, because if you can't move as much, food is what you need to do. If you can move loads, then manipulate your activity and keep the food higher.
Absolutely.
Down, down, down.
Absolutely.
Is that your Australian thing? So what we also can do, now obviously when it comes to obviously activity and training, we obviously advise people to keep to the same training plan and not change your program too often, because you want to stay in the same program. You want to progress in that, which is obviously going to allow you to build muscle and progress instead of changing your program every week. That being said, you may get to a certain point where you're not progressing as much. You are almost a little bit bored / demotivated with it, because some people just get bored. Then it's worth probably changing your session up just to give you that extra bit of motivation and intensity. So you may be training at a certain intensity on a program that you've been on for a while. Change the program up, absolutely. Change your split, change the exercises, change rep ranges, add different things in. Something that you can now stick to another block, which you can stay consistent in, but you're going to be more motivated, therefore, to train at a higher intensity. Therefore, body's going to burn more. You're going to build more.
Yeah. Don't change it up too often, but if you do find you're getting bored or you're not enjoying it anymore, then feel free to change it up. As long as you can stick to it and you are going to enjoy it.
100%.
Then
we get it. Like, when you've been in a program for a certain amount of time and you start to kind of not progress, or it's really hard to progress, sometimes it's nice just to change the sessions. You keep the same split, just change the exercises around, and all of a sudden you've got a new lease of life. Yeah.
New lease of life.
Yeah.
Them
wings smell good, by the way.
Pardon?
Them wings smell good, by the way.
And I guess, that just kind of comes on to, if you are plateauing on your fat loss and you are only sort of eating less and doing like cardio and moving and stuff, then maybe try some strength training. Yeah. Because if you're not seeing your weight come down on the scales, but you're seeing an increase in muscle mass and you're feeling more toned and stuff, again, it's going to be something like, well, the scales are saying that, but look at me, like my arms look more defined, my legs look more defined. So introducing some more strength work and resistance work into your training might help with that. Obviously, it burns a few extra calories as well, but in comparison to how else you burn calories, it's the tiniest amount.
Yeah. Well, strength training is key, really, because you think you build, the more muscle you build, the bigger your BMR can become. Therefore, you burn more calories at rest. So if you've got more muscle, you can eat more food. There you go. That's why you can eat so much food, because you're the size of your bum.
It's mostly body fat at the moment.
You've got such a big... See, Emma's annoying. She's one of them annoying human beings who can eat whatever she wants, although she is very good. But she can eat what she wants and just be lean. She just gets ready for bed and she's got a six-pack.
I'm smart with it, though. Don't just sit there and think, I literally
and she's got a big bum,
my
so she burns loads of calories when she sleeps.
But I feel
her bum's got a heartbeat.
I feel like once you've built muscle, obviously you have to maintain muscle, but you're going to have a better chance of maybe putting on a little bit more body fat, but still looking good because you've built that foundation of muscle. Do you know what I mean? Like my bum is big because I built the muscle underneath, but when there's extra body fat on it, it looks even bigger. Yeah. But because it's got that foundation of muscle. So yeah, I am smart with it. I obviously trained for the photo shoot, which is where I built probably the most muscle I ever have. And I haven't just lost that because I've been maintaining it, even if I have put a bit of body fat on with it. But I eat what I want. I eat intuitively because I don't want to track my calories, but I move a lot.
Yeah.
And that is the
have
key.
A massive step
I
count.
move a lot. If you can find that perfect amount of movement that you know works for you, you can sort of just have that food freedom. I don't think I've tracked calories since before last summer when I was getting ready for...
You have to know though. You do have to know. Like there was I watched a guy, I think it was that Mike Thurston or something. Great shape. But he tracked calories or something for like 7 or 8 years, not non-stop, didn't miss a day. Like he's like proper regimented, doesn't go out or anything. But he stopped doing that now. But he can eat kind of what he wants because his brain knows, which is what we try and teach clients. Like they come on board, we try and get clients to track because you build up a library in your head, which is going to last a lifetime. So you can just make decisions consciously knowing that it's a good amount of calories for you at that point of day. And everyone's got a brain, everyone's got a memory. You can build that up. And it's exactly what Emma does. She basically got a dog, does 15,000 steps a day, eats smartly. She knows roughly how many calories. She's not going to know to the T. But yeah, if she was doing a photo shoot again, then she would probably start tracking because she would want things to be 100%.
Yeah.
But for your everyday life, you don't need to, do you?
No.
Oh, let's talk. We're going off track. Off track.
What?
We're going off track. I was going to start talking about your running career, but we'll come back to that.
What running career?
I think we've gone through the key things there.
I guess there's few added things that obviously are going to help that we've spoken about so many times before is obviously staying hydrated, drinking more water. That's going to obviously help you with weight loss because you're going to feel fuller because you're hydrated. Sometimes when we're hungry, we can mistake it for thirst. So if you're hungry when you're dieting, have a nice glass of water. Getting good sleep, making sure that your body is fully optimized to smash the day, smash your sessions, put everything into your sessions, and be consistent.
Yeah.
And be fucking patient.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing to hear. And I know when I say it to clients, they just think, yeah, well, easy for you to say, but you do have to be patient. And then they literally get like 3 months in and they're like, oh yeah, I did need to be patient. I wasn't going to make progress in 2 weeks.
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of people want to undo 10 years of bad habits and shit eating and putting on body fat within 3 months. Don't get me wrong. Some people do some absolutely mental things with us and that's brilliant. But for the average person who has a busy lifestyle and wants to keep a lifestyle that they have, you've got to be patient. You just got to be consistent, and the results will come if you're ticking them boxes. But going back to, we were just talking about sleep, hydration, like recovery. That is super important with weight loss plateau, I think. 'Cause if someone's getting a bit burnt out, they're tired, you're kind of missing things like your hydration, then that can have an effect and why things can stop, especially if your kind of body's getting really stressed. So again, like we spoke in previous podcasts, recovery is super, super important. So another thing to factor in if you're having a bit of a plateau, calories, have a look at them, have a look at your activity levels, but also, are you stressed? Are you sleeping enough? Is your body working at 100% or are you kind of just running into the ground?
Not enough sleep can affect our hunger hormones as well. So if you find you're really hungry and you're binging when you're dieting, it's probably because you're not getting enough sleep and your hunger hormones are just so imbalanced that you're just hungry all the time. Yeah. Your body's craving that energy you didn't get with your sleep. So
I agree.
So basically I think a little recap is everyone is going to have a plateau at some point. Not necessarily just in fat loss, in everything. And you just have to kind of reassess everything and just check that you are ticking every single box. Check if there's anything else you can be doing, anything else you can be adding, because you're not going to plateau for the rest of your life if you change what you're doing.
And just remember, if you're in a deficit, you lose body fat. So
scientifically proven.
You can't do the whole, I'm in a deficit, and it's just not working. No, you're not in a deficit. So just make sure that take a step back. Are you eating the correct calories? Are your activities to what you say they are? Are you being consistent? Because, listen, we said it before, if you get stranded on an island, and you get left there for 3 months, you're not coming off that island fatter than you went on it.
You love that little...
Oh, I love it because it's I heard someone else say it, so I've copied it, but it's true, right? And that's just the way the body works. Like there's no like starvation mode and your body stops burning and starts gaining fat without you eating enough. Doesn't make any sense. But anyway, just stay in a deficit. But should we talk about your running? Should we finish? Are you
I
looking
don't know
at? Are
why
you looking for your?
I'm
No,
getting
'cause
my
I
affirmation
think
ready.
people want to. I always get asked. I
What?
get asked by clients. Say how's.
Do
I
you?
get asked by clients. Yeah. Like
Oh my
how.
God, I'm the next
how-
Mo Farah.
How? Yeah, right. How's
Nathan, stop shaking your head.
I always get asked like how's Emma's running coming along?
Oh, guys.
Yeah,
My clients don't ask me that.
Few of my clients
Joking, they do.
started running because of you.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm
no,
like,
my clients do what they always say, sort of how's your knee and stuff like that. So a little update. Maybe this should be a little section in the podcast every week. So little update. Went for my first run last Thursday. And I literally just did 2K, didn't even think about pace, just ran at a comfortable, made sure I was slow pace. Obviously did my proper warm up before, and I had a lovely run, no pain, nothing. And I also felt like good in like my fitness levels, which I was surprised at, because when I first started running, when I hadn't run in like years, I like really struggled. I'd get to like 1K and I'd be like, oh my goodness, what is this? But yeah, I know I was running slow, but in terms of fitness levels, I felt good. I didn't feel out of breath. I didn't feel like I was struggling. So yeah, and then I did the same yesterday, just increased slightly. I think, well, I've been advised to increase my distance by 10% each week. I think I did a little bit over 10% yesterday, but I got a bit excited because it felt really good. But I am this time gonna gradually increase my distance, not just jump from 6K to 14K. And felt a few little niggles yesterday, but I think it's just where I'm back to like weight training with my legs again and Pilates and stuff. Maybe my knee's just a little bit like, whoa, this is a lot again. But yeah, I was advised by an osteopath to get some new trainers. I obviously went and got trainers fitted, but apparently they still aren't supportive enough. But I think just for these little short distances, the trainers that I've got are fine. I think it's when I get to maybe longer distances that I need a little bit more support in my shoes. Mike's looking at me like, why are you still talking about this? Why are you talking so much? So I just thought that's my little update.
I like it.
But it has made me realise, I think I've like, when I first started running, I was a bit scared about running slowly and short distances because I thought people would be like, you're an online coach, you should be really fit, you should be able to run loads. But you do actually have to do things properly. Yeah. And it was almost a bit of a, what's it called when you, like, your ego's a bit knocked down a bit? When your ego's knocked down, like, I was a bit I've been a bit humbled by it. It's like, you're not, just because you're into fitness, you're not going to be good at everything. Like, you do have to start at the beginning and do things properly to be good at something. So, yeah, I think that's where I'm at. And I'm not ashamed to be running my little...
Just stick to the kitchen, Emma. I'm joking.
Well, anyway, that's the end of the show.
She's doing a really good job.
No, all I'm saying is just, if you're starting something new, don't feel pressure to be amazing at it already, and don't push your body to extents that it's never been in before, because you are just going to end up hurting yourself and injuring yourself.
No, I agree.
Don't be ashamed to just do short little things and just gradually build it up, because that is what I'm currently doing, and I ain't ashamed of it.
I'll tell you what, your persistence has been very good.
Has it?
Because you've been, because you started running, then you had your foot, which was quite a knockback, and you were very demotivated. Then you started running again, and your knee was very bad. Yeah. But she's going again. I mean, third time, so she's not giving up. So I'm proud of you. Well done. No,
and that's another thing as well. Just one more thing is, like, I don't think anyone can run without having some sort of injury or like pain, or you're putting so much impact on your lower body on a hard concrete surface. Of course you're going to get hip pain, knee pain, ankle pain, foot pain, whatever it is. Like, all runners are going to have something, so you just have to find out what it is, find out what you need to do to help it, but don't let it stop you. That's the end. I'm not talking anymore on running. I could talk a whole podcast on that.
Maybe you should do a podcast on running. Maybe we should get a runner on it.
Yes, that would be really good. A running coach. Mate, yeah, but I would sit there and probably ask them about 1,000 questions. They would probably be like, oh my God, I'm never doing that again. Right, let me do my affirmation, and then we'll close this podcast off, because you're probably all bored of listening to us now. Today's affirmation is, be proud of your new start. Not everyone is brave enough to attempt one.
Nice.
So So if you've just started something new, if you've just started a fitness journey, if you've just started with a PT or an online coach, be proud of that, because
100%,
not
that is good.
everyone is brave enough to take that first step.
If you just started running,
Be proud.
be proud.
On
On that
that note, thank you everyone for listening, and we will see you in the next one.
ta-da.
Bye bye.